Hey, happy Wednesday with the Word. Hope you're having a great week. Look, this last Sunday we talked about how God is revealing himself to us through Jesus. Jesus uses these I am statements. We were in John chapter 6, so I want to look at the earlier part of John chapter 6 and how we get to that point of revelation. So here's John chapter 6, verse 15. It says this: So Jesus, perceiving that the crowds were intending to come and take him by force, to make him the king, withdrew again to the mountain by himself alone. Now, when evening came, his disciples went down to the sea, and after getting into a boat, they started to cross the sea to Capernaum. It had already become dark, and Jesus had not yet come to them. And the sea began to be stirred up because of a strong wind, and it was blowing. And then, when they had rowed about 3 or 4 miles into the sea, they saw Jesus walking on the sea and drawing near to the boat, and they were frightened. So here's a great picture of Jesus revealing himself to his disciples. He had just done this fantastic miracle in this area. And Capernaum was all up in arms. They were so amazed at what Jesus was doing. They wanted to grab him and force him to be their king. Please. Now, that's a good idea. It's just not a God idea. And so even that good idea, it wasn't what God wanted. It wasn't what Jesus wanted. So he withdrew. He got away from everybody else. He got away from the crowd. And I started to wonder, how many times have I been looking for Jesus and haven't been able to find him, haven't been able to hear him? That's not because God is mad at me. It's not because God doesn't like us. It's because God is preparing to do something fantastic in our lives, miraculous in our lives. So his disciples, they start looking for him as well, and they don't find him either. And so they get in a boat and they start to row out into the sea. And in the sea, it starts to get windy. There starts to be a storm, all kinds of bad things happening. And they're wondering, they're probably crying out, Jesus, where are you? Could you not save us? Help us. They assumed that he'd already gone across in a boat. What is happening to us? We don't know. And then all of a sudden they see Jesus walking out on the water, walking out on the sea. They'd gone 4 miles in. So Jesus had a 3 or 4 mile hike on the water to go and find them. And I love this picture as well. You see, they were thinking that God had forsaken them. They were thinking they were going to be in trouble, but instead, God chose that time to reveal himself to them. And I wonder what you would do. I wonder what I would do. Would you walk out and get in the boat and go into the storm, go toward the trouble, if you knew that Jesus was going to come and reveal himself? In fact, maybe you're feeling alone or even discarded today. If that's the case, turn to Jesus. He loves you. He is on the way. Hope you have a great Wednesday. God bless.